Hello friends, welcome to my channel Nature Revisited. I am posting videos on nature and wildlife. In this edition, I am coming up with the planning a birding trip to Costa Rica. I have traveled from India to Costa Rica and back. This episode of my travel experience is relevant to all because this video contains planning photography equipment, stay arrangements, food, weather, etc. Indian travelers may take a cue from my traveling experience to Costa Rica. Costa Rica is also known as Republic of Costa Rica. It is a Central American country in North America. It has Nicaragua on north, Caribbean Sea on the east, Panama on the south, and Pacific Ocean on the west. The area of the country is around 51,000 square kilometers and the population is around 5 million, of which 3 million live in capital city San Jose. The climate of Costa Rica is a tropical climate. It has dry season from December to April and rainy season from May to November. So the best months to visit Costa Rica are in the dry period. The climate is modified by the factors like mountains, plains, plateaus, its position on Central American Isthmus, the influence of ocean's winds and sea breezes, and the temperature of ocean currents and the general atmospheric circulation. The mountains running in the center of Isthmus divide Costa Rica into Pacific side and Caribbean side. The Pacific side is relatively drier, and whereas the Caribbean side has more rainy days and the forests are lush green and rainforests. The main language spoken is Spanish, hence the foreigners need an English translator during the trip. For Costa Rica birding trip, there are very few tour operators from India. I have contacted one tour operator who is known to me from earlier. He gave me an itinerary of 12 days, including the day of arrival and the day of departure. The trip was all inclusive, ex San Jose, the capital of Costa Rica. So, my job was to book the tickets, get the visa, pack the equipment and clothes needed for the journey. The Indian nationals going to Costa Rica need a visa, but those who already have a multiple entry tourist visa to US, Canada, South Korea or Schengen countries with a validity of at least 6 months do not need a visa to Costa Rica. But in my case, I had no visa of US or Schengen countries. Hence, I need a visa for Costa Rica. The application for the visa can be made to Costa Rica Embassy in New Delhi. The authorized agents will do this job for you. The required documents are original passport, valid at least for 6 months and has some vacant pages because the visa of Costa Rica will be pasted in your passport. 2 passport size photographs, recent bank statement showing 6 months of transactions with a balance of at least rupees 3 lakhs in original, signed and stamped by the bank. Invitation letter which shows the itinerary and the places of stay. Up and down journey travel tickets. Police clearance certificate issued by the passport authorities, duly translated into Spanish and attested by Ministry of External Affairs. Salary slip or pension sanction letter. Authorization letter for the visa agent to submit and collect your documents. ITR returns of last 3 years. The very first requirement was police clearance certificate. PCC is issued to the Indian passport holder by the passport authorities. For this, one has to apply online through the website passportindia.go.in. Log in through existing user in case the Passport Seva Kendra is same as the one through which one got the passport. If there is change of address, then create a new email ID and apply choosing the Passport Seva Kendra. The Passport Seva Kendra will allot a file number. One can also apply under Tatkal scheme. The passport authorities will give an appointment date on which you are required to submit the original passport, the printout of online application, Aadhaar card, etc. The Passport Seva Kendra, after verification of the details, direct your details to local police authorities for verification. Designated officers from police department will visit your residence and verify the details. They will send their confidential report to Passport Seva Kendra. The PCC will arrive in about a week's time. After getting the PCC, I have submitted my documents by email to the visa agent. My visa agent was from Kolkata. He sent my documents for further processing to another agent in Delhi. They later asked me to send the original police clearance certificate to the Delhi visa agent, which I did. The translation and attestation of PCC took quite a good amount of time. Here I wish to request Ministry of External Affairs through this channel that if an official translation of police clearance certificate is issued by the passport authorities themselves at the time of issuing PCC, that would save our time and money. When the visa issuing process was getting delayed and I was in a confusion whether my visa will be issued in time or not, I contacted the embassy on their landline. They were very cooperative and asked for some basic details, and they said that I will receive a call from the embassy regarding the personal or online appointment. I received a call from embassy and they asked me whether I can attend my visa interview in person in New Delhi. I requested them for an online interview as I was far away from that place. They kindly obliged and fixed an online appointment for the visa. I received a WhatsApp call from Costa Rica embassy on the designated date. They tried to understand about my purpose of visit and my family background. After getting satisfied with the answers and assured me of issuing a visa and asked me to go ahead with my preparations. Unlike in other trips, I have not booked my full ticket very much in advance because there were many formalities like getting PCC from the passport authorities, getting it translated and verified by the Ministry of External Affairs, and then visa appointment by embassy and so on. In booking of tickets, one has to plan the flight carefully because most of the flights are through Schengen countries or through USA. Many of the Schengen countries and the USA need an airport transit visa even for the international transit zone. That means even for catching a connecting flight, one needs an airport transit visa. Two countries, Switzerland and Netherlands, had no such restriction. I have booked my up and down journey by KLM Airlines, in which there was a layover in Amsterdam and from there change of planes to San Jose. But 36 hours before my flight departure, KLM cancelled the flight and rebooked me on Air France flight. When I inquired the customer care of KLM Airlines, they answered that one doesn't need any airport transit visa in Paris, where the layover and change of planes was there. So I web checked into the Air France flight. I have travelled from Hyderabad to Mumbai to catch my international flight and entered Terminal 3 of Chhatrapati Shivaji International Airport. I wanted to be doubly sure whether Indian passport holder needs an airport transit visa or not. Once again I called customer care of KLM Airlines and told them the entire story of flight cancellation and rebooking and of the customer care advising me that Indian passport holder doesn't need airport transit visa, etc. The lady on the other side replied that the documents in front of her say that the Indian passport holders need an airport transit visa. She assured that because airlines have cancelled the flight, I am eligible for full refund. Also advised me to cancel the ticket through the agent with whom I have booked my tickets. Now I was in a fix. I have decided to cancel my entire trip to Costa Rica, called my tour operator, who was already in Costa Rica with another group, and told him the entire story. But here I faced a different challenge. My tour operator told me that he has already booked hotels and made payments to them. The booking money is to be borne by either of us. Finally, I decided to continue my journey. Sitting in the airport, I booked my up and down tickets to San Jose by Swiss Airlines flight, which had a layover in Zurich, and cancelled my KLM airline tickets through the agent from where I booked my ticket earlier. This exercise was a bit costly for me, as the flight ticket of Swiss Airlines were a bit costly, but I had to take a call whether to pay my tour operator the compensation for booking the hotels without undertaking the tour, or to bear the little more amount and continue my journey. My flight was around 1:30 am. I stood in the Swiss Airlines counter for baggage drop. When my turn came, the lady on the desk asked me whether I booked the tickets today itself. I said yes, because the KLM flight was cancelled. She asked me to wait aside, talk to a senior about my case. The senior came and requested me to come to his desk with my baggage. He ordered a porter to help me in bringing the trolley to the desk. The senior asked me several questions like why I booked the tickets today, on what purpose I am going to Costa Rica, the places of stay. Whichever I told him, he asked me to show it on my mobile screen, took a photo of it, and was typing something on his computer. He questioned or interviewed me for about half an hour, then weighed my luggage several times and finally issued the boarding pass. I was so much confused by the behavior of the Swiss airline authorities for such a prolonged questioning. If the viewers have any opinion on this, or they had any such experience earlier, please comment below. From there I went to customs to declare my camera equipment and get the export certificate. The officer of the customs was so cooperative. He saw the details of my equipment, signed the export certificate and put a stamp on it. Then I went to immigration counter. He inquired about my purpose of journey. After he came to know that I am pursuing my hobby of bird photography even after retirement, he was excited and took the details of my YouTube channel. I thank those officers of Custom Department and Immigration for such an amicable behavior. Boarded Swiss Airlines flight. The journey was about 9 hours. Got down in Zurich. My check-in baggage was transferred to other flight. Cabin baggage was screened. Everything went off smooth. Boarded Edelweiss flight, which is wholly owned subsidiary of Swiss Airlines. Reached San Jose at 3 p.m. local time. Stood in immigration line. The officer in charge, after seeing the visa, asked me to wait for some time. I sat on a chair nearby. Other passengers were cleared except me. Meantime, I talked to my tour operator. He said it is normal. They will check the email from the Costa Rica embassy from New Delhi and then clear me. Sat there, I was becoming impatient. I asked the concerned officer, the basic problem in Costa Rica is very few people can converse in English. He directed me to another officer who knows English. The officer told me that my email confirmation has not come yet from New Delhi and they are waiting for the same. It was already 5 p.m. in local time. That means 5 a.m. in India. I asked them whether they are going to open the embassy at this time to get my email. There was no satisfactory response. At around 7 p.m. local time, the officer came and cleared me. Through this channel, I wish to request Costa Rican embassy authorities to develop a real-time updating software so that the tourists are not put to unnecessary trouble. Here I wish to know from the viewers whether they had any similar experience in any other country. If so, please mention in the comments for the benefit of other travelers. My hotel taxi waited outside for a long and went back. I took an airport taxi and reached the hotel, where I met my tour operator, and rest of my journey was excellent, which I shall show through a series of my videos. Coming to packing camera equipment, as I was going for a bird photography trip, and there are many opportunities for macro photography and landscape photography, I planned my equipment carefully for the occasion. I carried a mirrorless camera, Nikon Z6 II, and a DSLR camera D810. Here one may consider taking both DSLR bodies or both mirrorless bodies for lens compatibility, because F lenses can be used on mirrorless with an FTZ adapter but not vice versa. I carried a Nikon 180 600mm lens. It is a zoom lens. Recently it has come. One of the very good lenses. I also carried one Nikon 300mm PF lens and a 1.4 TC converter, a FTZ2 adapter for using f lenses on mirrorless body, a Nikon 20mm f lens for landscapes. I also carried one 105mm macro lens. There are many opportunities of macro photography, photographing the vipers and some frogs, a radiant diffuser for macro photography, a headlamp, a Gizmo tripod, Manfrotto 502 AH video head, GoPro Hero 9 Black for travel videos, a small stand for GoPro, Samsung Note 20 Ultra for travel videos, Rode video microphone for audio recording, a rain cover for the camera, laptop and two SSD external hard drives, one 2 TB and another 4 TB capacity, plug adapter, a pair of battery chargers for camera batteries, laptop charger and a mobile charger, a pair of gym gloves when we carry the camera with tripod on long treks. The cushion on the inner side of these gloves keep palms comfortable, a multi-plug extension boards, a blower, cleaning brush and lens wipes. The overall weight of camera baggage was more, but I tried to keep the weight of check-in baggage plus cabin baggage within the overall limits of international flights. There was no problem while going in the domestic flight, but while returning from Mumbai to Hyderabad, the Indigo people charged excess baggage, but they were kind enough to allow it in the cabin. Costa Rica is a tropical country with a series of mountain ranges dividing the country almost vertically. The eastern side receives most rainfall and the western side is dry tropical. The high altitudes of mountains have very low temperature, thus the trip covers both lowlands, highlands with temperature variations of 35 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius. Thus for moving in the country one needs preparations for the hot, wet and cold weather conditions. I carried with me two pairs of camouflage pants and t-shirts, a pair of casual wear for traveling by flight, a jacket, a fleece, hand gloves and woolen cap for cold weather, a poncho for rainy conditions, two pairs of nightwear, and 4 underpants, towel, sunscreen, mosquito repellent, shaving kit, etc. Basic medicines for fever, upset stomach, headache, cough and cold, etc. Hiking shoes with high ankles and a pair of slippers. 1 liter of insulated water bottle because the Costa Rica PET bottles are not provided for drinking water. One has to fill water from the hotel. The baggage should be of trolley type because in the hotels one has to carry the baggage themselves up to the room. Coming to the food in Costa Rica, I am a vegetarian and occasionally take eggs. The country has ample choice of fruits and fruit juices like watermelon juice, passion fruit juice, pineapple juice, mixed fruit juice with every meal. Cut fruits and salads are plenty. The breakfast mainly consists of gallo pinto, means rice, cooked beans and cut vegetables stir fried, along with cut fruits, plantains mainly fried, fruit juices, egg, cheese, toast, corn tortilla, etc. Coming to lunch, the options are casado is one main option, meaning married man. The casado is Costa Rica's typical lunch plate. It is a general mix of simply prepared vegetables with a protein. It might be grilled fish, stewed beef, a pork chop, or a fried chicken, eggs, cheese served with white rice, beans, and salad of iceberg lettuce and tomatoes, fried plantains, slices of avocado, tortillas in different combinations depending on the region and the season. We stayed in 7 hotels in our entire trip. The day 1 and the day last stayed in Hotel Robledal. It is at a height of 820 meters above mean sea level. In our entire trip, we moved from 19 meters above mean sea level in Ensenada Lodge to 2200 meters above mean sea level at Hotel Savagre. The different hotels we stayed are The Lagarto Eco Lodge, Silva Verde Lodge, Arenal Lodge, Ensenada Lodge, Hotel Villa La Paz, and Savagre Lodge. One common thing is almost all the lodges are in a huge forested campus, some having the brooks flowing through. Most of the lodges have provided feeders for the birds, where one can spend good lot of time watching the birds at close distance and you can take better photographs. In addition, trek in the private forest areas also is a fun. All the hotels we stayed are recommended not only for birding trips but also for leisure trips. Friends, this is all about my travel to Costa Rica, and rest of 11 days I enjoyed seeing the colorful birds, photographing them, moving around in a dust-free environment, experiencing hot, wet and cold weathers. Please watch my future videos for the bird diversity I could see in this beautiful isthmus connecting North America and South America and has rich biodiversity. Friends, I am coming up with videos on nature and wildlife. If you like the content of this video, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.